like squishing me off the camera here.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Push over just a little
Wait,
bit.
hey, now you're pushing me.
Okay, I'll move your stuff over a little bit.
I can't push this like
Nah,
that.
you're good. You're good.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm energetic now. I think I said that right?
I don't even know what you just said.
Energetic.
Energetic. You did say that right, man. You aren't lying. You are energetic. Okay, so today, happy Monday, by the way, everybody.
Monday.
Oh, my hair is crazy out of control. So here's what we're gonna do. Today, we decided that we are going to do every week as a theme from here on forward. Or I guess I should say we're gonna try. Not sure how long it will last. I'm gonna have to really dig deep for some weeks, but so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to still try to keep true to that, but I'm going to try to do all three of the activities all related to one kind of central theme, if I can. So this week we are going to start one that is about shapes. Super, super basic and simple. We've done a couple other ones at the very beginning of us doing this, right? That revolved around shapes, but we're going to take it a little bit further, and I'm going to try to kind of do a variety of mediums for each one of the activities, but again, trying to stay under the umbrella of one shape, or sorry, one theme. This week is going to be about shapes. So today we're going to do something that is inspired by an artist, an American artist named Jasper Johns. I won't go into great detail. You can look him up, but he, right in the wheelhouse in the Neo-Dada movement of finding found objects or just being inspired by things that that are everyday items. He was kind of in that movement, but he did these really cool things that are called alphabet paintings. You've probably seen them. If you look it up, it's going to be the very first picture that's going to show up. It's like ABCD all the way through the alphabet. And he did them in the style that we're going to do them. Yes. In the style we're going to do them today. Okay. So here's what we need for supplies. Okay.
We need paint.
Well, of course.
Paintbrushes.
Komar, we got to do it a little bit slower so we can make sure people can
Yeah.
So you need
some wood.
Well, we're using a piece of wood. You can use a canvas or a piece of wood. I would use one of those two. A little heavier is probably better. You don't have to. If you have a thicker, heavier paper, then that's probably okay as well. I probably wouldn't just use regular old art or printer paper. The acrylics don't really hold up very well. So you need a board of some kind, a canvas. Doesn't really matter what size, because again, you can, like always, you can make it whatever size you want. You need brushes and you need paints. We are using acrylic paints. Let's see. My best guess would be that you could probably get away with tempera, but tempera, as you know, is a little bit thinner and more watery, so you may have to do multiple layers. You're going to notice that this is a multiple layer activity. So you're going to have to do it in two different stages. I'll explain that in a minute. So you'll need brushes. You'll need water, obviously, to rinse your brushes. Some kind of paper plate works great. That's usually what we use, but a palette for you to mix colors on if you want to mix them. I used for my start, I just went straight out of the tube just for the sake of I needed to get something down and on a canvas for you guys for today's activity. You will also need some kind of heavier duty, like a cardstock. You could use paper. It's just, again, when you're putting the paint on with one of the steps, it might get a little, the paper might fall apart if you use regular paper, okay? So I would use a piece of heavy duty, of some kind of cardstock. And this is just classroom cardstock that I had from my classroom. So, and then you will need scissors and tape. I like washi tape or painter's tape for this. You can use regular old Scotch tape. You just kind of have to be careful when you're using it so it doesn't pull up the first layer of paint that you're going to do. Okay. Did I say brushes? I did say brushes. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. I already said that. So we're going to do this in, it's a two-step process. Cole is going to do step one because as you see, hold your canvas up. Hold it up for me because I got to hold mine up. As you can see, Cole's canvas is blank. My canvas has something on it already. So I have already done step one. So Cole is going to do step 1 and I'm going to do step 2. So those of you, if you are following along, doesn't look like anybody is right now, but if you're following along, you will need to kind of take a break or bust out a hairdryer. That always works with acrylics. Between steps 1 and steps 2. Okay, so he is only going to do step 1 right now while we're on camera, and then he will finish it afterwards. And then I will take a picture of it and post his. Mine will be pretty much done. It'll just need to be dry. Okay, because I've done step 1 already. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of get things going here and let you know what you need to do. So here we go down to the workspace.
I give that.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to move this out of the way really, really quickly. Just for a sec. Okay, so here's the basic idea. I have already completed step 1. I have already completed step 1.
It looks like really late.
Okay, we got it. Say hi to my cousin Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
She just said, we're here. All right, so I have already completed step 1. So what the next thing is to do after you've completed this step is you're basically going to put a shape out of the cardstock that you've cut, and you're going to put it on here and you're going to paint over the top of it. That's the quick and dirty. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do it. So what I would suggest to do first, just so you have it and you can kind of keep it in mind, is with your cardstock, you want to either just cut out a random shape, or you can draw a shape, multiple shapes if you want, on this cardstock, and you will cut them out. I'm going to show you what a couple things that I did was I cut out a heart shape, because that could be something that could go right on here. Circles. Whoa. You're not on camera, so they can't see them.
Circles.
So circles is another thing that you could do. Or you could do what Cole and I did, and we made it into a monogram activity. Okay?
Wait for me. I need
So Cole did a letter. Hold it up so everybody can see it.
It's a C for me. I think you're...
Oh, I'm not on camera, right?
I think you're doing it backwards.
Well, does that look right?
No.
No. It's silly. Well, I'm not going to crisscross my arms. Okay, so Cole did a C and I did a P. So we decided to do a monogram kind of a thing, okay? Yeah. Whatever you want your shape to be, it doesn't matter. So you will take then, once you have drawn it out, sketched it out, whatever, you're going to then cut it out. I did that ahead of time just for the sake of saving time. So once you figure out your shape or your shapes, just set it to the side. I'm just going to put it over here. I don't need it right now, and I'm going to move on to the next step. I'll move over.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So then the next step would be get your canvas covered with a layer of paint. And I would say not one layer of paint, multiple colors. Jasper Johns, like I said, we're being inspired by him. He used a whole bunch of colors. And he didn't paint a lot of detail. He just went on and he put like just brush strokes. His brush strokes were very, very obvious and did that. Can you put that to the side since we don't need that right now? That's what I told him. Thanks. So you want to get your canvas covered with a whole layer of paint. Okay. So that's what I'm gonna get Cole set up here in the middle. We're gonna put our.
A doggy cone.
Oh, sure. Could be a doggy cone. That's right. Get it over there so it's not wet. Okay. So Cole has decided his color scheme is going to be orange, kind of a cyan and white, right? So I'm just gonna help you by getting some colors on there real quick. Okay.
Okay. And then
Ooh, that one's hard to open. I'm gonna do your orange over here. Right, and if you need more, these caps don't really. Okay, I'll probably use a little bit of your white. So Cole is, like I said, he's going to do step 1 on getting his canvas prepared to get it to look something like this. And I am going to go through and I'm going to do step 2, which utilizes the shape that I cut out, right? Which I cannot seem to pick up right now, right? Which utilizes that. So I'm going to move him over just a little bit so that it's more in front of him and then you can see me a little bit better. Okay. It's okay.
Hello.
All right. So Cole, you need to decide what kind of brushes you want to use. Which ones are you going to use? Cole, can you not worry about that? People are trying to learn. Your water over here closer to you.
Use this window. Oh, which one is the softer one?
Those blue-handled ones are the softer ones. Can I just grab some so that I can get going? Okay. All right, so I'm going to take a brush. It doesn't really matter what size because, again, this is just really about the brush strokes and getting the color on there, okay? So I'm going to use the same color palette that I used before. That is, it's not a rule, if I would say, but that's sort of crucial to what, if we're being inspired, truly inspired by that type of work of Jasper Johns, the alphabet, what he did was he used the same, you can start painting, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, just start painting all over it and do just brush strokes anywhere, you know, and once you switch colors, rinse it so that it doesn't get too smeary. He used the same color palette on layer 1 as he did on layer 2. The trick is he was a little bit more selective about where he laid those same colors. And that's what I'm going to kind of walk you through. Okay. So what you need to do is whatever your shape is, again, I'm using a P. I'm going to put some tape onto the back of it. I am just going to flip it over, obviously the back side. So if you're using a letter, definitely make sure that it's flipped to the back side. And I am just gonna put some pieces of tape on the back so that this stays down. We're painting over the top of it, but we want it to kind of stay in place because otherwise it get really, really, really distorted and out of shape. And if you need to switch brushes, buddy, I let you use a lot. There's a lot of brushes there. You can always just use a different one. Okay, so now I have put a bunch of tape on the back side so that it reads the correct way. And I'm just gonna lay it down. I am gonna center it just because that's how I want it to be, of course. It's up to you. Okay, so it's stuck down now. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna paint basically over the top of the P, obviously focusing mostly on the outline. Essentially, that's what we're making. We're making an outline. We're going to create this shape onto this by painting over the top of it. And it's going to end up looking, because you use the same color palette on top on your second layer as you did on your first layer, it's going to look like this really cool sort of optical illusion. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same, like I said, the same color palette that I used before. So I'm using these two greens, as well as this kind of like a taupe-ish color, and then a little bit of white as well. The trick is going to be, you're going to see as I'm laying the color down, and I'm just going to go straight from the tube just for the sake of ease. The trick is going to be when you put the color down, so you can see, hopefully you can see, I'm painting right over the top of the letter. Okay. Now, notice that if I paint right here where it was already this kind of seafoam green, that part of the outline, not probably going to show up. Not terribly crucial unless I did it in every single spot. So up here, where I have a little bit of the darker green already on the first layer, I'm going to put a little bit of light green there. Not a lot, just a little bit, or the seafoam green there. And I'm kind of just going to go through and I'm just going to add colors. This is also where you can go through and go, oh, I wish I had more of that color here. And you can just add it on different areas. But you're focusing on painting over the top of the letter. Okay. Oh, I cannot open my, how you doing? Oh, those are pretty colors, dude. You're just gonna kind of keep on painting over any of the areas wherever you want it to be. The more
the merrier.
The more the merrier. Oh, buddy, you're so funny. And then focusing again mostly on the outer edges. So you're going to see here in a minute when I start to change the colors, when I start to add different colors, notice that I am working, with the exception of white, I am working from lightest to darkest, and that's strategic. I'm going to put a little bit of white on here. I didn't want to do a whole lot of white. And I'm just, and mine, you know, obviously I'm working with wet paint. I'm working wet on wet, so it's going to make a little bit of blending. I'm kind of okay with that. It's still going to come across like the same scheme. So notice that the only color I haven't used yet is this, and this is my darkest color. So what I'm going to do, get my brush nice and clean over here. I am going to use most of the dark color around the edge. I'm not going to use a lot because otherwise then it just looks like an actual outline. And we don't want it to really look like an actual outline. We want it to kind of give an illusion that there's an outline there. So, uh-oh. And of course, now I can't get any paint out of this one, so we're going to go the old school way. And oh, that's pretty. Wow, you were making quite a mess on my little table over there, but that's okay. Okay, so if you can see, like most of it around it is white. I'm going to just start adding in some areas of dark. And again, make it feel like it's kind of fitting in with the rest of what you already put down. You can go back and you can add more of the other colors. You don't have to go, like if you just went like this and painted all the way around, it's going to be too obvious of an outline. You want it to kind of be a little, but like it sneaks up on you. Okay. See, like there, that's too, to me, that's too concentrated in green. So I might exaggerate it a little bit, or I don't know, maybe make a different color there. And you can see why you need to tape it down, right? I mean, if you didn't tape it down, it's not gonna, you'll get the letter that will flip kind of up and down. So you're just gonna paint around the edge a little bit, and the more dark that's on there, stop saying that. The more dark that's on there, the more it's going to stand out, right? Oh, you gotta wait till it dries, babe. I know. Hold on. Can you just give me a few minutes? It is gonna take a long time. Okay. And then for mine, I gotta remember a little bit in the middle, because the middle is kind of a crucial part for a P. Okay. All right. So to me, that's too much of the dark green. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna add a couple little other layers mixed in. If you want to go down there, you could use a hairdryer. It's just going to be really loud and nobody's going to be able to hear me. That was my only concern.
No way, Jose.
No way, Jose.
I want everyone to hear me, and I like being on camera though.
Yes, you do.
And I don't know how to be on.
Because if I put you on, then nobody can see what I'm doing. And they need to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I need to see what I'm doing.
You know what you're doing. You're so silly.
Well, we could have just done the rest of the video. The next art year and day. Just kidding. The next day, that is our art videos, which would be 2 days. 2 days. Okay. Right, Mom? 2 days?
From now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
this is too dark up here and saturated in that color, so we're just going to add some more of... Okay. All right, so I'm going to call that. I have a feeling right here it might not be dark enough. Maybe a little bit of dark green there. There we go. Okay, so I want to show everybody what it looks like. So I've painted mostly over the top of the P. So this is step 2. Now what you're going to do is you're going to carefully peel the P off, or your shape, whatever it is. The easiest thing to do is find a corner. You know, we'd only taped it down so it's not fully stuck on there. And you are going to pull it up. I'm going to stick it over here onto something that's out of the way.
P.
And then get the tape off if it didn't stick to your actual thing. You take it off. And see, it's not great. I really probably should have done a little bit more. Oops. I should have done a little more dark right about right here. I can go back and I can put it back on there, or I can go through and I can lighten some of these areas. I can just manually put that in there. But that is basically what you're looking for. Okay, so that's it. That's the whole point. This is too dark for me right there. I'm going to go ahead and cover that up a little bit, lighten it. And now, so there's now a P there. I could go back. I could probably stick this back on pretty easily. Line it up pretty easily. And add more. I bet I could do that if I wanted to. But basically, that's what you're going to get. Okay, and so Cole right now, he's going to probably want to go in. This is what he's done so far. I am going to suggest that he go in and he cover all these white areas, because actually it's the wood showing through and he's not going to be able to see his letter quite as much unless he chooses a totally different color, which I really think he wants to use these colors. So, but that's basically the whole entire tutorial. Let's see if there's any question. Yes, Carla, it does make all of these things make a nice Mother's Day present. A little heart, right? This little heart one I thought would be really cute.
I
doing
think
that one.
Mommy's, I think these aren't the best, but Mommy's presents for Mother's Day is the best.
Okay.
And then,
what he's talking about. You're going to use some of my green. So there you go. That's that. Pretty simple. If you have any questions, just message me or comment here. And yeah, so I will take pictures of these when they are dry.
Comment below.
And then, well, sort of. And yeah, so
Comment
Wednesday,
below.
I can't remember what I have planned, but again, it's going to be along the same theme of shapes somehow. So hopefully we see you back on Wednesday. All right. Okay. So look for the finished dried products in the comments. Have a great day. Say goodbye.
And remember to send a picture to us because I really want to see it.
Yes. Colmar really likes it when you comment with finished pictures of your own. So please do that. We love seeing those. Okay. Well, have a good day. Bye.
Bye. I want to see you.
Okay, bye.